South Africans. Welcome back to another episode of Local Break, the lockdown edition, where we break away from breaking news to bring you the latest and trendiest entertainment and lifestyle news from right here in Mzansi. We are excited about this week's episode, so let's get right into it. First up, I love being South African. I mean, I can't imagine another nation that's funnier than us, or a nation that can find so much humor even in trying times. And this week, it was all about the father of the nation, President Cyril Ramaphosa. Our president takes the cake this week as the timeline was flooded with hashtags, memes, and gifs about him, from hashtag Cyril Ramabillions to hashtag Mask Challenged to hashtag Cyril Fridays. If you have been watching the president's addresses, as you're supposed to, fellow South Africans, then you'd know what we're talking about. Here are some of our favorites from this week. Now you know that saying, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Not in South Africa. We make hashtags, memes, and gifs. And moving on to our special guest, this week we had the privilege of catching up with one of South Africa's biggest influencers. Now you know who we're talking about because we've given you some insight. It's Keyh Mabothe. You might have seen her work with several brands such as Grey Goose Vodka, Nivea, Dior, Estee Lauder, Head & Shoulders, Topshop, Witchery, Mr. Price, Prada. That's just to name a few. The list is endless. Keyh has also been named the 2017 SA Style Award winner for social media and 2018 Glamour Digital Influencer of the Year. We got the opportunity to chat with her about her journey, her brand, and her new book, Keyh Mabothe, Influencer Deluxe, From Soweto to Milan.
So I started realizing I wanted to share my expertise in a book since receiving a couple of awards, starting with the SA Style Awards for social media in 2017 to Cosmopolitan Best Lifestyle Influencer Award in 2019. I've also been interviewed by a couple of print media and online publications. One of the most common questions that I've always been asked in one form or the other is, how did you make it? And in 2018, a friend of mine suggested that I write a book to tell my story of how I made it in the social media industry. So I did it. I decided to write a book. I think the negative connotation to influencers in South Africa has dissipated a lot in recent times. However, as I wrote in my book, that it might seem as if what we do as influencers all day long is to take pictures in fancy restaurants, on planes, in hotels, or exotic beaches, etc. You can name it all. But believe it or not, there's so much more to what we do than just taking pictures. For instance, we bring a lot of value to our clients. An influencer, by the way, to give you definition, is actually an individual who has the power to affect the purchasing decisions of others because of his or her authority, knowledge, position, or relationships with his or her audience. I mean, the influencer industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the world today. It grew from US $1.7 billion in 2006 to $4.6 billion in 2008, and was expected to continue its upward trajectory in 2019 to potentially become a $6.5 billion industry. This clearly shows that there's money to be made in this industry. So if you take your work seriously, you can turn it into a very lucrative business. My favorite writer is Lebo Grant. His book is called Sensual Lifestyle. Lebo's book inspired me to improve my sensuality as a woman. It opened my eyes and made me realize how important my sensuality is. Moreover, I love his style of writing. It connects so much with how I talk. That's why when I wanted to write my own book, he was an obvious choice to help me pen it. My top 3 favorite influencers are, drum roll, Alzaka. Are you ready? Amy Song, Huda Cotton and Camille Coelho. I hope I said it right. These women have become authority figures in their own right as influencers. I really admire that about them. Camilla, I must say, she's my most favorite influencer though. She's the one that made me to become addicted to Instagram. Oops, I said it. I love her style. Moreover, she's one of the most highly paid influencers in the world. Yo, I also want to be the highly paid influencer. Chankura, Zaka, Chelete, Keman Asai Ke mereko. One has to work really hard, ne? Yeah. The best part about being an influencer, it's getting lots, and I mean lots and lots of free stuff. That is so nice, eh? For instance, I can't remember the last time I bought myself a perfume, lipstick, cosmetic, and like clothes also. I'm always receiving these items as gifts from the brands I work with and that I love. I get so many of them that I sometimes give to my little sister and my mom. Another great perk is flying around the globe without worrying about a cent or any expenses. That is also great. What I love doing to unwind is cooking, dancing around the house for fun, and spending quality time with my family and my loved ones. What a lot of people don't know is that I love art. I can draw and paint. I used to be an art student at the National School of the Arts. I've been longing and actually thinking of having a home studio so that I can start tapping into and expressing my creativity on a canvas with a paint brush like I used to. Somehow when I think about it, my Instagram has been another outlet, or should I say canvas, that I use to express my passion for art, only in this case it's all about fashion. If I were to describe myself in 3 words, I would say I'm daring, I'm resilient, and I am goal-orientated. Thank you to Local Break for having me, and to all my supporters that I love so much. If you would like to know more about me, my journey, and my brand, get a copy of my book, Influencer Deluxe, From Soweto to Milan. And you can get it on these online platforms, Amazon, Kobo, or Snackify. And the hard copies will be available from all the major stores as soon as the lockdown is lifted. Once again, thank you for having me, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, please. My name is Keyh Mabode. Keyh_Mabode. Thank you guys. Bye.
And as always, we have to stand a hard-working queen who secures the bag. Now, you know, as much as we have an amazing sense of humor as a nation, I think we need to put it aside sometimes and actually pay attention to the signs. Earlier this week, musician Kelly Khumalo posted a video on her social media of herself crying. She says she was summoned to deliver a message to the masses. The caption read, open quote, "Miracles happen, God moves, and us praying together will move God. Hashtag I'm ready for a miracle. Hashtag God will end COVID-19, close quote. The controversial musician said she was summoned to tell people to get on their knees and pray to God about what they wanted out of the situation. Take a look.
Hi everyone. I have been asked to ask you, all of you, I don't care which part of the world you went, I've been summoned to ask you guys to get on your knees and tell God what you want out of this situation. I haven't stopped crying, and I'm just asking all of you to get on your knees right now what you want out of this situation.
Some users, as always, were quick to shade Kelly. Twitter user Skolo Maisa tweeted, "Ish, what if Zenzo Spogo is strangling her?" Some went as far as saying she was a hypocrite because she did not get along with her own sister and she's a fake Christian. You guys are just very ruthless. Others came to her defense, with many saying she was God sent, that God spoke through many vessels and that we all needed to hear that message. Instagram user Bless Nolu commented saying, open quote, "God has heard us cry. He is ready to wipe our tears. It is well, my sister." Close quote. I mean, we're not here to tell people what to believe. Maybe Kelly is right and y'all need to repent so we can get out of this mess. Moving on swiftly. So many artists have been negatively affected by the lockdown, but some have taken this time to find creative ways to keep their fans entertained, even raising awareness around the pandemic. Electronic live band Good Luck are such artists. They will raise money while keeping us entertained with a live concert, sunsets and cocktails for one night only this Saturday, 25 April, with a live concert from their backyard garden to raise funds to feed those most affected by COVID-19. We checked in with the band's vocalist Jules to find out a little bit more about what's going to be happening this weekend.
Very exciting. We're going to be doing a concert on our front lawn with the neighbors, just to be able to tune in over the wall. And we're basically going to be doing a sunset concert starting at 6 p.m. Central African time, performing a whole bunch of our music while the sun sets in the background. We're going to be interacting with our fans, taking song requests, chatting to you guys in between songs. So it's going to be super interactive. And we're also going to be pulling out all the stops. There'll be some pyrotechnics and smoke machines and lights. It's going to be like a proper, as close as you can get to a proper Good Luck concert, but in lockdown. And also, we're raising money for our Good Luck Feeds program, which has already raised almost 300,000 Rand to feed the community in Vrygrond and Keyh as well, and now also the refugee program. So we're going to be adding 20% of the proceeds of our live stream to this fund as well, making such a big difference. I know yesterday we fed 1,700 people, so the money that we've raised has really been put to great use. Very excited, and hope you guys will be a part of our concert, our sunset concert. It's called Sunset and Cocktails, tomorrow night on the live stream.
So, since we all, while most of us, have a lot of time on our hands, we thought we should share some social media accounts to follow if you want to be entertained or you just need a good laugh. Here are our top.
Can we please have a banana? No.
The disciples on Saturday. I just can't believe Jesus is really dead. Like he's dead. Jesus on Sunday.
Good morning.
Ever since Corona started, we've all been in isolation and I miss no one.
And that's it for this week. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode as much as we did. Join us next week for more Local Break, the lockdown edition. And remember to stay at home, keep your distance, and wash your hands, you dirty pig.